Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play The Elder Scrolls III Morrowind, Game of the Year Edition. In our last video, Fedar started exploring Hightown in Balmora and ended up here in the Hlaalu Council Manor, standing before Neleno Dorvain. She is no doubt going to ask Fedar if he wants to join House Hlaalu, and he might. But first, maybe it would be a good idea to learn a bit about the Great Houses of Morrowind. Great Houses of Morrowind. In modern times, Morrowind is ruled by 5 great houses: House Hlaalu, House Redoran, House Telvanni, House Indoril, and House Dres. Only 3 of these houses have interests in Vvardenfell. The 3 great houses on Vvardenfell identify themselves by their traditional colors: red for Redoran, yellow for Hlaalu, and brown for Telvanni. Thus, members of House Hlaalu may be referred to collectively as Yellows. The Great Houses traditions derive from ancient Dunmer clan and tribes, but now function as political parties. Dunmer Great House membership is largely a matter of birth and marriage, but imperial colonists may also become retainers of a great house, or may be adopted into a great house. Initially, an outlander may gain status in a house as an oath-bonded hireling, pledging exclusive loyalty to a single house and forsaking ambitions with all other houses. Later, after faithful service and advancement in lower ranks, an outlander may seek adoption into a great house. Adoption and advancement to higher ranks in a great house requires that a great house counselor stand as sponsor for the candidate's character and loyalty. Finding a counselor to sponsor an outlander often involves performing a great service for the prospective sponsor. House Redoran is one of the 3 Dunmer great houses with holdings on Vvardenfell. The Redoran prize the virtues of duty, gravity, and piety. Duty is to one's own honor and to one's family and clan. Gravity is the essential seriousness of life. Life is hard, and events must be judged, endured, and reflected upon with due care and earnestness. Piety is respect for the gods and the virtues they represent. A light, careless life is not worth living. Redoran settlements are designed in the Dunmer village style, built of local materials, with organic curves and undecorated exteriors inspired by the landscape and by the shells of giant native insects. Redoran villages are typically centered on temple compounds and their courtyards, with huts and trade houses gathered around a central plaza, as in the West Gash village of Nisus. Aldrune, the Redoran district seat, is exceptional, with its distinctive feature being the colossal prehistoric bug shell that has been adapted as the house's council house. As a result of its close relationship with the imperial administration, House Hlaalu has emerged as politically and economically dominant among the great houses of Vvardenfell and Morrowind. Hlaalu welcomes imperial culture and law, imperial legions and bureaucracy, and imperial freedom of trade and religion. Hlaalu still honors the old Dunmer ways, the ancestors, the temple, and the noble houses, but has readily adapted to the rapid pace of change and progress in the imperial provinces. Unlike the other great houses, which are largely hostile to non-Dunmer, House Hlaalu aspires to live in peace and harmony with the other races, and to share in the growth and prosperity of the empire. Hlaalu public buildings, trade houses and craft guilds, manors and council halls, are designed as simple, multi-storied buildings roughly rectangular in plan, featuring arched entranceways and modest decorated exteriors. More modest one-story private dwellings follow the same plan, except with less decoration. Hlaalu plantation estates resemble temple compounds, with walled precincts enclosing outbuildings for craftsmen and servants, dominated by a grand manor residence in place of a temple shrine. The wizard lords of House Telvanni have traditionally isolated themselves, pursuing wisdom and mastery in solitude. But certain ambitious wizard lords, their retainers, and clients have entered wholeheartedly into the competition to control and exploit Vvardenfell's land and resources, building towers and bases all along the eastern coast. According to Telvanni principles, the powerful define the standards of virtue, and the Telvanni are unwilling to allow the ambitious Hlaalu to dominate Vvardenfell's untapped resources by default. Telvanni architecture is dominated by the Wizard's Tower, a fantastic organic form grown and sculpted from stems, caps, and root-like holdfasts of the giant native mushrooms. Telvanni villages are comprised of smaller mushroom pods hollowed out for craftsmen and commoners. Open-air markets often include the giant cages displaying the wares of the slave masters. House Indoril and House Dres are the 2 great houses without holdings or interest in Vvardenfell. Indoril district occupies the heartland of Morrowind, comprising the lands south of the Inner Sea and the eastern coast. The city of Almalexia is located in Indoril district, and the Indoril are orthodox and conservative supporters of the temple and temple authority. House Indoril is openly hostile to imperial culture and religion, and preserves many traditional Dunmer customs and practices in defiance of imperial law. Dres district is in the south of Morrowind, bordering the swamps and marshes of Black Marsh. House Dres is an agrarian agricultural society, and its large salt rice plantations rely completely on slave labor for their economic viability. Always firm temple supporters, House Dres is hostile to imperial law and culture, and in particular opposed to any attempts to limit the institution of slavery. Okay, we are now armed with far more knowledge than we were a few minutes ago. So let's go ahead and have a conversation with Nileno Dorvain. I am Nileno Dorvain. I keep business going here in Balmora while the Hlaalu counselors are away, which is most of the time. Okay, well, tell me about your background. You can't. In fact, Nileno here has a very limited selection of discussion topics. I guess she really is all business. Well, tell me about House Hlaalu. The Hlaalu counselors have conferred upon me the great honor of interviewing those who wish to become members of our illustrious house. Do you want to join House Hlaalu? Nileno, buy me dinner first. Gosh. We might do that, but I've got more questions for you first. First, I would like advancement. You must join House Hlaalu before you can receive advancement. Darn, okay. Well, let's talk business. If you want to talk business, you've come to the right place. Do you want to join House Hlaalu? Very pushy. Very pushy. Tell me about the Hlaalu counselors. Here's a recent edition of the Yellow Book of Great House Hlaalu. It lists the current Hlaalu counselors and their residences. I might tell you more for a small consideration. Yellow Book of 3rd Era 426 has been added to your inventory. Your journal has been updated. Well, thanks for that, Nileno, but we've already read the Yellow Book of 3rd Era 426 because y'all keep a copy of it upstairs on the table. But, having our own copy won't do any harm. We could sell it if we want to. And, I guess we could bribe her 50 drakes to hear more about the Hlaalu counselors. The one you should speak with is Crasius Curio. His manor is in the Hlaalu Plaza in Vivec. Of the Hlaalu counselors, he is one most likely to listen to your requests, whatever they may be. Your journal has been updated. 50 gold has been removed from your inventory. And her disposition towards Fedar has increased by 10 points, from 60 to 70. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and start asking about the Hlaalu counselors. We learned all their names and locations by reading the aforementioned book, but maybe she's got more to say about them. And sure, we'll start with Crasius Curio. He can be very eccentric at times, but his weaknesses allow him to be manipulated. He lives in the Hlaalu Plaza in Vivec. Alright, what about Drombaro? I think he lives somewhere in Vivec. Yeah, indeed. He was described as a gentleman of no fixed residence, so somewhere in Vivec. Who else? Navina Ulez. She lives in Ules Manor, near Saran. Just take the road north out of Saran, cross the bridge heading west, and look for a manor south of the road. There was another one under here. It's disappeared. There we go. That was odd. Let's ask about Valanda Omani. Omani Manor is on an island east of Vivec. You can get there by following the road east of Vivec, then south past Altsatha, but it might be easier to just swim there from Vivec. Or walk on the water, maybe? That's an option. Alright, well, those are the counselors. I guess tell me about Saran then. It's a busy port on the north shore of Lake Musobi, in the northwest corner of the Ascadian Isles. You can get there by going east from Pelagiad and around the north side of the Dren Plantation, following the roads east until you reach Saran. You can also take a silt strider there from Molag Mar or Vivec. Okay. And I guess tell me about Ebonheart? Ebonheart is south of Pelagiad, between Vivec and Seyda-Neen. Take the road south to Pelagiad, then continue the road towards Vivec. Keep an eye on the signposts, and you shouldn't have any trouble reaching Ebonheart. Alright, thanks. Well, I guess I want to know more about joining House Hlaalu, so do you have anything interesting to say about the rules? Nope, we've heard those. How about the requirements? To join House Hlaalu, one must be swift and agile. We value the refined arts of speech and barter. House Hlaalu places exceptional value on property and its protection, and thus the knowledge of security is essential. Although our house avoids violence whenever possible, a Hlaalu must know how to use light armor, short blades, and ranged weapons to provide for the house's security. Okay, well, a lot of that is definitely stuff that Fedar is pretty good at. So that could work. Not a big fan of the short blades part, but who knows, maybe Fedar will pick that up eventually as well. Okay, what else? Before joining, I'd also like to see what you offer for trade. Master's Lockpick, Master's Probe. Very expensive, both of those, but also very high quality. 1.30 for the lockpick and 1.0 for the Master's Probe. Good to know those are there, but I think Fedar's going to stick with his journeyman stuff right now. And what kind of training do you offer? Short blade, light armor, and security. Well, that definitely tracks, considering what she just told us about the requirements for being a member of House Hlaalu. And speaking of being a member of House Hlaalu, let's inquire. Yes, you are a worthy candidate, and we accept anyone who wants to join, even Outlanders. Are you interested in joining? This is a point of no return. You can only join one great house, and once you've done that, you cannot join the other two. Ever. Though there is a glitch that lets you join Redoran or Telvanni first, and then Hlaalu, but I'm not going to do that. So yeah, you join, you are a made man. And given the gravity of that, I think it would be a good idea to talk a bit about the other two great houses before making this decision. So one option is House Redoran, and what we know about them indicates that they are stodgy, reactionary warrior types. They're mostly just focused on maintaining the status quo, specifically with regard to like duty and honor and that kind of thing. I guess you could summarize by saying they just don't think outside the box. Ever. And that's not going to work for Fedar, because he does. He's got an open mind as he explores Vvardenfell. Plus, they would never approve of Fedar's sneaky lifestyle. So with House Redoran out of the running, how about House Telvanni? Now, they're an interesting bunch, and on the surface, they look like a pretty good match for Fedar. They're wizards who like to investigate the world around them, and learn more, and harness that knowledge for whatever they see fit. They don't really like to follow any rules, and they don't really care much for one another, in fact. And that's where things start to go south, because they care so little for one another that they use assassination to rise in the ranks of the house. If you don't have the stomach for that, it's not a good fit. To summarize them, I guess I would just say might makes right. And that's not exactly how Fedar would want to play things. He could. He definitely could. But I think he's a little craftier than that. The pros and cons of being a member of House Telvanni are all moot anyway, at least with regard to Fedar, because they fervently support maintaining the practice of slavery. They think it's great. and Fedar absolutely hates that, so he could never join up with House Telvanni. There are two other great houses, House Induril and House Dres, but they don't have any holdings in Vvardenfell, so you can't join them. That just leaves House Hlaalu here. And while that might make it sound like a case of, well, I want to join a great house, I don't like my other two options, so this'll have to be it, that's not what's going on here at all. Nor is it just a case of, well, I'm here in Balmora joining every faction I come across, might as well join this one too. No, in fact. House Hlaalu is a fantastic fit for Fedar. And there are a number of reasons for this, not least of which are the things that House Hlaalu appreciates in a member that Fedar brings to the table. I mean, he is swift and agile. They like their members to be skilled in speech and barter, speechcraft and mercantile, even light armor, which is what Fedar has chosen to wear for the time being. Really, the only thing that they've talked about that Fedar isn't too keen on is the use of short blades. But who's to say he couldn't learn to love those as well someday? I don't know. Perhaps more important than that is that their philosophy speaks to Fedar. They are not xenophobic, that helps, and they're very metropolitan. They're also flexible. On a macro scale, this manifests as their willingness to work with the Empire so that everybody can profit. On a micro scale, members can be convinced to change their minds with enough compensatory incentive. Therefore, are you interested in joining? Yes. Very well. You are now a member of House Hlaalu. When you are ready, we can discuss business and advancement in House Hlaalu. Well, definitely we want to go ahead and start with advancement. No one doubts your ability to handle business, but you simply don't have enough experience yet. Fine. Oh yeah, and joining up increased her disposition towards Fedar by 6, from 70 to 76. That's pretty good. Well, tell me about House Hlaalu. Yes, we both belong to House Hlaalu. Are you here to discuss business? Maybe. I'd like to join again. You already belong to House Hlaalu. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Let's see if anything else might have changed. I doubt it. Anything new to say about the counselors? As I said, Crasius Curio is the most open-minded of the Hlaalu counselors, though somewhat eccentric. If you get lost, consult a recent edition of the Yellow Book. Alright. Well, let's go ahead and discuss business. Just a minute, Fedar. Say that again. Say that again what? Business. How fortunate. Your voice sounds almost like the Redoran Felson Sathandis who died, just recently. Would you be willing to disguise yourself as Felson Sathandis and to get orders from House Redoran, then deliver the orders to me? Okay. Yes. Good. Take this helm and speak with Naminda at the Redoran Council. Take a silt strider to Aldrune, then look under Scar. When she asks you what you want, say you are an orphan of Arnesia. Naminda should give you a coded message to deliver. Bring that coded message to me instead. Your journal has been updated. Native Godulan bone mold helm has been added to your inventory. Huh. Can I say it again? You don't need to say it again. Okay. Well, tell me about Felson Sathandis. Felson Sathandis was disfigured in battle and known for always wearing his helm in public. That's the only reason I'd ask you to try and fool Naminda. When you talk with her, make sure you wear the helm I gave you. Ah, okay. That makes sense. Well, tell me about Aldrune. Aldrune has two main districts. The Redoran Council and manors under the shell of the Emperor Crab are known as Aldrune under Scar. Interesting. And what about Orphan of Arnesia? Yes, that is the code phrase you should use when you speak with Naminda. Make sure you wear the helm I gave you. Alright, will do. Any other business? Like I said, wear Felsen Sathandis' helm and use the phrase Orphan of Arnesia with Naminda in Aldrune. Okay, well, it was nice talking with you, Nileno, my fellow House Hlaalu member. Let's go ahead and check the journal. 29th of last seed, day 14. I have been given a recent edition of the Yellow Book of Great House Hlaalu. It lists the current Hlaalu counselors and their residences. 29th of last seed, day 14. Nileno Dorvain told me that I should speak with Crasius Curio at his manor in Vivec City. He is the most likely to consider my requests, whatever they may be. 29th of last seed, day 14. Nileno Dorvain asked me to disguise myself as the deceased Redoran Felsen Sathandis. While disguised, I should get a package from Naminda in Aldrune by using the code phrase Orphan of Arnesia. Let's also check Fedar's character sheet, because he has a new faction, Great House Hlaalu. He is a hireling. The next rank is Retainer, and to attain that rank, one must have a speed of 30 and an agility of 30. Great House Hlaalu's favorite skills are Speechcraft, Mercantile, Marksman, Shortblade, Light Armor, and Security. At least one of those skills must be at 10, in addition to the aforementioned attribute requirements, in order for Fedar to reach the next rank. I think Fedar's definitely got that covered. In fact, of all the favorite skills there, really the only one that he's not too keen on is Shortblade. So as I was saying, House Hlaalu is really a good fit for Fedar. Even though it might seem kind of basic or like the path of least resistance, it really is a good fit. Okay. Oh yeah, and
I see you. Hello.
I forgot to check Ymir's spells. Here we go. Interesting. Very expensive. These are some powerful spells, it would seem. Now that's interesting. Shadow Mask. Chameleon 40 to 70% for 30 seconds on self. Wow. That's pretty cool. Concealment. Invisibility for 90 seconds on self. Also pretty cool. Only problem is, I can tell you right now that were Fedar to purchase these, he would find that he has a 0% chance of casting them successfully, making them quite useless at this time. Because if we go to Illusion, yeah, that's a 5. So he's going to need to improve his illusion skill substantially before he can make use of cool spells like those. We'll investigate doing that later. I think we're done here for now. Hey, Stargel. Because yeah, Fedar's got his marching orders. He needs to head to Aldrune. But it's gonna be a while before we do that. Where's that helm? Native Gajulan Bone Mold Helm. Oh dear, that, yikes. Sure, okay. Well, at least it will certainly cover Fedar entirely. And obscure his identity. Well, that does too, though. Except it looks freaky-deaky. Everybody seems perfectly comfortable talking to this, presumed Dark Brotherhood assassin. Everybody seems fine with it. Okay, sure. Well, let's see here. Where should we go next? We've explored the guard towers and Tiravel Manor, the Hlaalu Council Manor. How about Naruto Manor, which is right there. Hello. You're wearing some very dandy pants. A visitor, and an outlander too. What brings you to Naruto Manor? Well, what's your background? I am Andres Naranu, merchant and hireling of the great House Hlaalu. Hey, I'm a hireling too. What do you think about House Hlaalu? Yes, we both belong to House Hlaalu. Are you here to discuss business? What if I am? Everybody's just gonna send Fedar back to, Nileno. We have discussed business with her, and we know what we need to do. That's fine. Let's ask about Naruto Manor. Yes, this is Naruto Manor. Can I do something for you? Why are you here, anyway? You know, Andres, I honestly don't know. I just make it a habit of entering every building I can when I go to a new town. It's just a thing that I do, so... Alright. Well, anyway, tell me about being a merchant. I am a merchant. I look for goods that are well made, that people want to buy, that I can buy and sell at a profit. There are many different kinds of materials I can buy and sell. Animal products, vegetable products, mineral products, even exotic products. Crafts and manufactured goods I deal in include weapons, armor, clothing, books, potions, enchanted items, and various housewares. I travel, talk with people I meet, buy what I like, and sell what people like. Alright. Sounds good. Let's ask about our 4 favorite topics. We've heard that, and that, and that, and that. Okay. You're not much of a merchant, are you? We can't seem to, trade with you. Okay, whatever.
Go ahead, Outlander. What do you need?
What do you care? You won't trade with me anyway. Well, we're off to a great start, aren't we? This place is huge. Ah, and he's got a little library. What's in your little library? The Book of Dawn and Dusk, Ancestors and the Dunmer, the Eastern Provinces. That's new. No skill point, though. Sarione's Sermons, Lives of the Saints, the Cantatas of Vivek, the True Noble's Code, Frontier Conquest, etc., Varieties of Faith, the Anticipations, the Annotated Anoad, and the House of Troubles. Ooh, well, I'm going to get into that because, yeah, there's nobody here. Let's make sure there isn't a guard around the corner. Nope. Or maybe one patrolling upstairs. No. Okay. Well then. It's time to get into stuff. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll use the apprentice's lockpick. Might even work. There you go. And for that, Fedar is rewarded with muck and scales. Okay. Whatever. And where's this, Okay, that goes outside. I'm not going to bother unlocking that. There is no need. I do want to get in here, though. Fedar's pretty good at this. It's his bedroom. With a bunch more locked stuff, apparently. Ooh, that one's trapped. Let's start with that. Let's get the probe. Journeyman's probe. Got it. Now we have to unlock it as well. Those are probes. There's the... Oh, this is about to wear out. I'm not hopeful about Fedar's chances of getting this in one try. Yeah. Now Fedar's angry. I'm just gonna punch it. Okay. Now let's use the Journeyman's lockpick here. You did it. And you are rewarded with 50 gold. So you can buy more lockpicks. Hey, alright. Let's try this next. And it's only lock level 20. There we are. Oh my, these are his clothes. Extravagant robe. Looks like 3 of those. An extravagant shirt. Or 3 of them. Extravagant shoes. Yeah, I mean, this is pricey stuff. And Fedar's going to take all of it. No, he's not. He's over encumbered. Oh, Fedar, you might have to eat some stuff. Like, oh, that would be quite a bit that he would have to eat, isn't it? Tell you what, let's drop the silver claymore for right now. To make life a little easier, because I want to keep looking around and taking all the little bits and pieces out of this place. Like, well, not the cup. Or the goblet. Ooh, hackle low leaf. Very valuable. Definitely taking that. Let's get into this chest. There we are. Ooh. I guess this is where he keeps his, drinkies. I'm just gonna take the Cyrodiilic brandy, though. And that should do it. Oh wait, did I look in the chest of drawers? I didn't. Wow, even more clothing. An exquisite belt. Now that's nice. Let's see, how much does all this weigh? I don't know if Fedar can get away with all this right now. Oh no, I don't think so. I don't think so. Drop this iron mace. Okay. So now Fedar's got all this guy's clothing. So he's going to be stuck in those silly pants of his forever. Let's put the steel saber back on. Which one was I using? I don't remember now. What if I just press 1? Okay. I was using the steel longsword. Let's go put all this stuff away. In Fedar's chest in the Fighters Guild. You know what? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to unlock that door that leads straight outside. Because it is practice, and because then I guess we could just very quickly head up the stairs outside. I hope he's able to do this, though. 60 is quite high. There, you got it. Yeah. Just, oh, it isn't, it doesn't work both ways. Ah. Oh, hi there.
What do you think of Balmora, Outlander?
Nothing. Well, so that didn't work quite as planned. But it did increase Fedar's progress towards reaching his next level of security, at least. Oh, and you know what else I forgot to do? I never looked in these. 7 gold. And rat meat. 4 rat meat. Yum. Yeah, I did neglect to look in those crates. Were there any more? Oh. Yes. Might as well do it. 8 gold. 7 gold. And quality restore intelligence. Cool. Can sell it. A large Kwama egg. And 6 gold. Oh. The 1 gold bandit strikes again. He just leaves this 1 coin wherever he goes. It's really weird. No, I'll be taking that, thank you.
suppose I have a moment. What is it?
I don't need anything from you. Y'all need to clean up the guild hall, though. Just saying. Alright. Yeah, so Fedar's got all these clothes. He'll probably sell most of them, but for now, we will stash them. Don't need the Clovian for a helm either. And it's gonna be a while before we go to Aldrune. I don't want to carry that around. Don't need common pants. Oh yeah, I took those out of here on purpose so that I could sell them. Will sell soon enough. I just want to have the option to steal stuff as I'm going around Hightown. It is Hightown, after all, so you know that the people here are bourgeois. Look at that. This expensive shirt is worth 15. This exquisite shirt is worth 120. Wow. Let's wear that. We're gonna wear that. Yeah, exquisite stuff is nice. In fact, yeah, this belt as well. Better than the expensive belt, which is only worth 10. This is worth 80. And when you start enchanting stuff, that's when you really see the difference, what exquisite stuff really means. Extravagant pants versus common pants. Oh, I guess Fedar's gonna wear the dandy pants too. Unless, no, we've got exquisite pants over here because I wasn't paying attention. Well, we'll wear those. Certainly. Certainly. And I guess, okay, these are expensive shoes. Yeah, I'm just checking now to see if there's any other exquisite stuff. Doesn't look like it. Well, there's this exquisite robe. I don't like the color. I like the extravagant robe better, this blue. So we're not going to worry about a robe right now. Anyway, let's put all this extravagant stuff away. Okay, that's good. Fedar's got a little more carrying capacity after that. And I'm not going to... Well, we'll hold on to the potions, because I do want to sell those as well. I don't need to be carrying around the Yellow Book of 3rd Era 426. That I know. So put that away. The item will not fit. Oh no. Okay. Other chest. We'll just clear those out of there and throw this in. Oh well, that's fine. I don't think anybody's gonna mind. See, is it just me or does Fedar run faster now because of that? I don't know.
I suppose I have a moment. What is it?
I want to go back to that Naruto Manor and grab that silver claymore that I left on the ground in his bedroom. I'd also like to try to lockpick my way...
Outlander. What do you want?
I want to lockpick my way back in here, if I can. So let's see. Who can see me? Who can see me? Anybody? Yeah, I quick saved, just kind of like as a reflex there. I'm gonna try this. Lock to complex. Okay, well, so there goes that idea. There goes that idea. Why was I able to lockpick something that was lock level 60 in here, but I couldn't do that one outside? They're both 60. That doesn't make any sense. Oh well. We've got the claymore, and I had left something in here. I know I did. I guess I was able to grab everything. Huh. Oh, nope. There it is. Gotta have the iron mace, after all. And now, I'll make my great escape. Yay. Alright. Well, there is more to see here in Hightown. Like the Morag Tong Guild, for example. But we'll do that in the next video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you then.